Welcome guys. So based on this simple idea, first I made this rough sketch and developed it a bit more. I'm using this as concept for this project, but it's not something rigid. I will allow myself to make some changes here and there. So let's begin. For the head, I've added a sphere, masked this part in side view, and now making the jaw area with the move brush, making sure the head is wider at the back. A cylinder for the neck, creating this area for the shoulder with the move brush. Join the neck and the head and then subdivide for smoothness. Then voxel remesh at a low resolution. Define the jaw, eyeline, zygomatic and brow ridge area with the crease brush. Sphere for the nose, changing its shape and adding nostril with the crease brush. Using the inflate brush for the eye socket. Elf ears are pointy and triangular. So for that I'm using move brush. Join the head and the nose and remesh and define the nose a little bit. Adding volume for the eyes with the clay brush. Adding the mouth, lips and chin with the crease brush. Adding volume to the chin with the clay brush. Drawing the upper and lower eyelids with crease brush and making room for eyeballs like this. At first I added too much detail to the ear, but in my drawing it's simpler, and after adding the iris with the stamp brush and eyebrows with mask extraction, now I'm taking out those ear details. Adding a sphere for the upper torso and pushing and pulling with the move brush to create a hybrid shape for the ribcage, with some volume for the shoulder. Another sphere for the bottom of the torso and the hip area. Using the tube tool for the legs and inflate to make this shape. Same for the arms. Masking and moving from the joint area. Adding some volume for the deltoid muscle like this. Then I'm going to join, subdivide and voxel remesh them. Now I'm adding bony landmarks like clavicle, thoracic arch, iliac crest and the scapula. Defining the spine, adding volume for the trapezius, latissimus dorsi and erector spinae. Then defining the area that separates the rectus abdominis and external obliques with the crease brush. Now I'm defining the lower part of the biceps, elbow and ridge muscles. Making the wrist area boxy with the flattened brush. Pushing, pulling and defining the palm of the hand like this. Then with the tube tool, I'm adding the thumb and the index finger. Fingers are more boxy than cylindrical. Then I'm bending them a little bit since the hand is relaxed. Now I'm just cloning the index finger to make other fingers. Flattening the lower half of the sphere for the body of the shirt using cylinders for the sleeves and collar. Then join, sub-D and voxel remesh. Then quad remesh for clean topology. Now I'm grouping the holes of the shirt and then hiding them and then hit delete. Same for this area as well. Then flip the unmasked part for the color with the gizmo and add thickness with extraction. Using the tube tool and its profile to create the skirt and a simple plain and move brush for the apron. Its laces are made using tube tool, same for the knot. For the hair, first I'm adding large volumes with sphere and move brush like this. Then on top, I'm using tube tool and this simple oval shaped profile to make more refined, clean volumes, adding single strands of hair here and there to make it look natural. Then dividing large sections of hair into smaller and irregular sections with shape variation with the crease and or crack brush. I'm varying the brush strength and size for each stroke. Design wise it makes more sense. It's really an unhurried process. Tube tool for the eyelashes. Drawing mask on a high-res cylinder and then extracting the masked part with thickness for the hairband. For the pendant, cylinder topology set to 4 and hole is enabled. A box for the gemstone, tube tool for the chain of the necklace, same for the jewelry. I'm polishing the palm, index and thumb specially. I'm only gonna make the thumb and index finger and clone the index finger to create others. That way I don't have to make each finger. Adding knuckles, tendons, nails. As I said, now I'm gonna duplicate the whole body. Only keep the index finger of this duplicated body. Then clone this finger 3 times to make the rest of the fingers. Then join them, remesh and clean up these areas. Cloned the body and drawn these face groups and made sure the edges are very clean and not jagged at all with the help of the relax tool of the quad remesher add-on. Also added some density on the face and hands since I want more polygons in these areas. And now I'm gonna hit quad remesh and get a pretty clean topology. Then unwrap, subdivide and reproject from high res. Now it's just masking and using the gizmo to move the head, hands and fingers following the reference. To make the cup and the plate, I'm using the tube tool again and adding thickness with mask extraction. I've already made tutorials on the techniques I'm using here. Make sure to check those out. For the magical effect, I'm using the tube tool too. For the spoon, flatten the upper part of the sphere and handle is made using the tube tool. Then I will delete the top part, join and remesh with the handle and finally quad remesh for clean topology. For the seam of the shirt, I'm using crease brush and then using the pinch brush. I've made a brush for folds which is not as sharp as the crease brush. I will make a tutorial on this. I'm using tons of reference for the folds and everything else. Applying all the base colors from my drawing and painting the eyes and lips. For the glossy reflections of the eyes, I set the material to refraction, then paint glossy and set the absorption color to white and play around with this value. I've increased the lazy Europe stabilizer value of the paintbrush to avoid wobbly lines. For the magic effect, I'm applying a shiny material and then set it to additive. Lower the opacity, add an adhesive map, and set the color to blue. So subscribe if you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you have any question about the tutorial, feel free to ask me in the comment. I will see you in the next video.